and fellow adventurers. Welcome to the MNmaxed podcast. We want to thank you for joining us, and you do so as we continue the Extinction curse. As always, we'd like to invite you to come join our Discord where you can hang out with us and other listeners of the show. And if you'd like to throw a little financial support our way, check out our Patreon. And a shout out to all of those at our big number level and above. Rock Jedi, Iggy, Wolf, Blartimus Slump, Thunder Mammoth, Elisa Ellie, Das Chris, Fizzgig, AC Goldner, Jason K, Eric R. Oh, just gonna sneak right past you there. Indie Link, Tawdry Monster, Dicky Lopez, Licky Topez, Alex K, Mordine, Doma El Laka, Dr. Grinnis, Forevermore, Frank L, Just Mike Works, Ross D, Tree Hugger, Darren W, Gold Rhino, Fig Tier, Zach S, Jamie H, Mr. Turtle, Sleeve, Darren, Caleb W, Corey, Pickle, and Mr. Grimm. Thank you all so much for your support. And now a recap of session 106. Out on the desert of the Black Sands, heading towards some camp or village, we have just defeated pretty handily 8 humanoids riding undead bats. As that combat is happening, a gigantic monster is running at us from a long way away, and then suddenly, it's much closer, and it has a few humanoid friends, Swanee's new character among them. The battle ranges all over, and crazy shit happens. We emerge victorious, and, potentially, with a new friend.
Swanee, I'm sorry you weren't involved in the first 4 hours of this game.
I felt like I got you as a co-DM there for a few hours. So I was okay with that.
I wasn't going to fight the bats. I was like, this has to just be his character introduction, and then shot one arrow. And
I was thinking the same thing.
They're all going to die.
These have got to be emissaries from the town, and Swanee's going to be one of them. And
those bats got fucked.
Urdeffens, they just want to fuck shit up. When we're looking at durations for things, I understand we have 2 rounds of invisibility left from Nidek.
Something like that.
Wizard, are you still invisible?
Yeah, I should have 2 left. Nidek should have 3.
Yeah, it might be 3.
Just to clarify something, do either of you have the means currently to see each other?
See each other? No.
Yeah, they're in the invisible plane. That's how it works.
Actually, I do, but I wouldn't use it right now because it's a spell I'd have to cast.
You have 3 dead Urdeffen dominators. There was somebody that was here. They're gone now.
Fucking killed him.
Little halfling-sized creature. The Astrodaemon, also dead. And the 3 of you find yourselves, again, standing in the middle of dunes of sand, out of breath, out of spells. Give me a perception check, everyone.
35.
39.
Also 35.
A lot of high numbers.
Of course, the Dominators have items on them. Among the corpse of the Astrodaemon, something glimmers just a bit.
I'm curious. I let the wizard go check it out because he's going to go there before me, I'm sure.
So, save ourselves the 2 and 3 rounds of invisibility. Nidek, Wizard, is there anything substantial that you want to do with your...
Well, yeah, if nobody else says anything, I would start talking when it's my turn.
Which gets me to Jebediah. Do you do anything in particular right after combat?
Nah, I assumed I killed the guy in the storm. And now he's just an invisible dead body.
Okay. Then at the top of round 10, Wizard, your duration reduces to 2. Do you do anything with your turn?
No.
No? Alright. Then, Nidek, you have the field.
Now, y'all, I know we got off on the wrong foot here, but to show I'm a good guy, and then I'm going to cast a 3 action heal, level 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
And even though I can't see the wizard, I think he ends up being in this.
Now I know where he is. Lightning bolt.
I mean, you just know that something happened. You don't actually know where I am.
Show yourself, demon!
Oh, thank you for the heal. That felt nice.
Like, my hands are up. Don't kill me.
In fact, now that we've stepped away from everything and Nidek has reappeared, can you give us another brief description of Nidek again, height, all that?
Nidek is a probably roughly halfling size. He's small, pale, translucent skin. You can see, like, his veins and stuff like that a little bit. His flesh is kind of like, looks like it's like rotting off in spots. Part of his cheek or his lip is missing. Overall, he doesn't look very healthy.
I'd be doing you a favor if I hit you with a lightning bolt.
Put it out of its misery.
But even though he doesn't look very healthy, he seems pretty chipper for how he looks. He's wearing dark clothing. It's the Darklands. You wear dark clothing down here.
Not if you're a clown.
Unless you're a clown or a wizard. That's part of why you guys were so easy to spot, was you kind of stand out.
We want you to come to us.
Hello, my name is Peach Pie, and we are the Circus of Wayward Wonders. Perhaps a little more wayward today than normal.
You know, I was gonna say that. You seem a little, like you've wandered a little far from home.
Indeed we have. Who might you be?
Oh, I'm sorry. My name's Nidek. I apologize for my friends here. Well, they're not really my friends. They're kind of assholes, so you did me a favor killing them.
We're very good at killing assholes.
Oh, you got talking squirrel there.
Yes, hello, my name is Bernard. Nice to meet you, Nidek.
Nice to meet you too.
So, do you have any circus-like talents or abilities? It seems most people we meet do.
Circus talents, eh?
Tyler, give me his card. I need this guy's card.
I guess I can't say I've ever thought about joining the circus, but I don't know. I can do some stuff.
Such as heal,
Yeah.
and turn invisible, and cast other spells.
Yeah, I'm what you call a spellcaster.
Why are you in the Darklands?
Ooh,
And why are you with assholes?
that friend is a long story. Short version, I was doing some shadow walking through the shadow plane, and this here black desert kind of doesn't like teleportation too much. So as I was making my way through here, it kicked me out, and I got blackburn sickness.
Oh, would you like a potion to help?
Oh no, once you get over it, it doesn't affect you anymore.
I've been immunized.
But you see, I should have died, but something stopped me from dying, and now I look like this all the time, and can cast spells. Couldn't do what I do now before.
Sounds like you have a lot of class. How would you describe your class? What word might you use as a label?
It's a little bit of a mystery, even to me.
Swanee, take a hero point. I loved it.
Wait, the Mr. Are you an oracle? You're
I'm an oracle, yes.
Swanee, take a hero point. All Swanee did was laugh.
No, he did the mystery, and I didn't even catch it. I didn't even catch it.
Oh, I forgot he was an
I was thinking
oracle.
Secrets of Magic.
Because oracles have mysteries.
I thought he was a cleric, so there's that.
Nope, oracle. But I should probably warn you, as you've seen, this is Urdeffen territory. Can be kind of dangerous, especially the direction you're heading.
Yes, we are on a quest.
Well, I assumed you were down here for a reason. I guess I should have asked. What are you doing down here?
We're being heroes. We're trying to save the Starstone Isles.
Starstone Isles? It's a long ways from the Starstone Isles.
Yes, it is a very long story. If you would like to hear it, there are currently 103 episodes for you to listen to.
Now everybody knows where the backlog's at.
Yes,
This
exactly.
moment.
I've forgotten why we're heading to this town. Were we doing it just because it was the closest thing? Is it on our way?
It was on our way.
It was the closest town you could see, and it was in the direction you knew you needed to go.
And I wanted to teleport.
Plus, also, you needed a new person.
Also that.
Yes. Would you like to come with us on our way to the town city thing?
You know, Spear Hill Camp, that's actually where I'm coming from. The boss might like to meet you.
You do not think it will be an immediate combat?
Nidek, give me a society check if you have it.
I do. I did not roll well. 24.
That's okay. You're very familiar with this. Karostan is throwing a blood feast tonight. It's quite the spectacle. Not to mention that from where you know they came from and the direction they're headed, they're going the long way through Spear Hill territory. If they don't gain passage, Karostan's likely going to send party after party to harass them or try to bring them in as slaves.
Wasn't he also testing them or something like that?
That's part of it.
The leader to the camp is Karostan, and he's always looking for strong people. He was kind of worried about y'all because he thought were too powerful. And while that might be true, I think you guys could be good allies. So I think if you guys came with me, we could figure out a way to get you through Urdeffen territory without getting killed.
That would be preferable. Nice to meet you, Nidek. Perhaps we may come to call each other friends.
Well, I wouldn't mind that. Not to be rude, but not bad to be around people that are kind of strange looking like me.
You calling us strange looking?
Yeah, the wizard's beautiful, probably.
Down here, having as much color as you do, you're strange looking.
Thank you.
So the least strange looking one's the dwarf over there.
Damn right. I guess I am pretty normal compared to the rest of you goons.
I don't suppose you can heal me some more, do you?
Oh, sure.
I'm very hurt.
Yeah, that astral demon got his hands on you. That'll do it. I will, kind of reach out my hand and not touch you, but white light glows over you and you heal for 47 hit points.
I'm still hurt.
Grow up, wizard.
Yeah, I'll do another burst and heal everybody for 28.
I'm still hurt.
Nice to meet you, Nidek. My name's the Wizard.
Wizard, I can treat your wounds.
Oh, thank you, Peach Pie.
Do we mind standing around for maybe 30 minutes?
The camp is still in sight in the distance. Certainly, anybody from the camp who's watching could see roughly what transpired.
Yeah, you guys are barely injured.
Oh, you're barely injured, Wizard.
I'm hurt.
9 hit points.
I'm hurt.
Oh, jeez.
Well, I think we should probably go explain ourselves to the boss.
If I die because of those 9 hit points, I'm blaming you, David. I will never forgive you.
Wizard, are you going to cast your... If you cast your steeds, your phantom steeds, I'll do it. Because that takes like 10 minutes, right?
Oh, I never did get around to casting those. Yeah, I'd want to cast those phantom steeds. Well, I cast one of them, didn't I? I had one go off.
I was going to say you had one that was cast.
But a duration of 8 hours. I would cast... I can only do 3 phantom steeds. Somebody's walking. I look at the new guy.
Little guy can ride with Jeb, right?
No.
No, the steed's pretty specific.
Oh.
1 creature is allowed. God damn it! I'm the only one that can keep up with them.
You're the only one fast.
Fuck.
You could just have them walk.
Or we could all just walk.
You guys are so slow.
Well, you can ride on the one phantom steed you have, and the rest of us will walk.
You guys are so slow.
Also completely contrary to the wizard's objective.
I feel like the wizard has a maximum speed of 40, but he would never actually go that fast.
Unless he's running from a creature.
Only for very brief spurts.
That's true. Or if you're kiting something.
My casual speed is 30.
If that.
40 is power walking.
Also, I did drop the indication that there was loot to be had.
Oh yeah, the sparkly thing. Go get the sparkly thing, Wizard.
Yeah, I don't know if you're going to. the sparkly thing on the Astrodaemon, there is a single crystal, and the crystal...
It's meth.
...is magical. The crystal is magical.
Are we saying meth is...
Not crystal? No, it is, but...
Is it magical?
Anyways.
Hell yeah.
Go way off course. The small crystal has this wisp that is floating randomly in it. It's not a play of the light on the facets of the crystal, but there's this small light blue wisp in
I got a 50. What is it?
50. This is
50. Jesus.
Yeah. The single crystal, it has the residue of a departed soul inside of it. It functions as something called a ghost dust talisman. It activates with a free action, and when you activate it, it casts a 4th level invisibility on you.
None of us are legendary in stealth.
I don't understand. Why do they do that?
So we're selling that.
Talismans are trash.
Why do they do that, man?
Because they
They're trash.
suck.
They're one-time use, and they have ridiculous requirements, and they're
You
too
never remember to
expensive.
use them.
It's worth 1,800 gold,
Sell that.
which means you get
See,
900 out of it.
Worth 1,800 gold for a one-time use item.
The rest of the loot, really simple, actually. 3 magical Raka swords.
Are they plus 1, 2, or 3 and striking or greater striking?
Plus 2 striking.
Yeah, I've seen a billion of those things.
I would imagine at this point, yeah, you probably don't even need to necessarily roll to recognize those particular runes.
We have
You
one
just
in our inventory. Jeb and Peach Pie have been using them for levels.
Plus 2s.
Yeah, plus 2 strikings, yeah.
So, you have identified the items. Nidek has suggested to you that you should probably go check in with the boss to make sure that you can safely pass through the territory with unharassed, and that there's a blood feast, whatever that means. What do you do now?
I mean, we're heading there, right?
If you guys want to.
Do we think there might be a fight? Because,
I know you're down 9 HP.
no, I'm down many spells.
Who needs spells when you've got an axe?
I don't have an axe.
I could make you one.
Like, I don't have anything above a 5th level spell. And my 5th, 4th, and 3rd level spells are not combat oriented. I can't do combat is what I'm getting at all.
Do you think there will be a fight, Nidek?
I mean, there's a brawl here or there probably.
Wizard, can you do a mansion?
No,
Then we go onward.
I don't have spells.
If more people die, fuck it.
I will protect you, wizard.
A picture of Jeb just turning and starting to walk, just like, fuck it. It's gone. Then as you all get closer, and you start traveling over the dunes of the Black Desert, on a mesa rising from the black sands, houses of dark stone stand within a perimeter fence of large spikes of metal, held together by massive lengths of chain. At uneven intervals, stone towers rise around the perimeter. Bodies, at various stages of decay, hang, impaled on the fence.
They didn't get the boss's approval to go through his lands.
What does it take to get the boss's approval?
Well, asking and then doing whatever he asked back.
Okay.
You said y'all are on a quest, right?
Yes.
Well, might get a side one.
We go in.
Then as you walk up the ramp going up the mesa here, you are greeted with dozens of Urdeffen warriors. Not necessarily like, hey, how you doing, circus surface dwellers? Moreover, you get flat stares. You see several Urdeffens just eagerly fingering the hilts of their Raka swords. The guards, there are 2 of them, leading up into the entrance of the camp. One of them says in Undercommon, Nidek, the boss wants to talk to the surface dwellers.
Where do you think I'm going? Think I was taking him for a tour?
And he's also preparing for the blood feast. It would seem he wishes to speak with them after the blood feast. Keep them until then.
Okay. Well, guess y'all are getting the tour.
So he gestures for you to follow him. Do you, Nidek?
Yeah. And I'll gesture then everybody else to follow me.
You see, everyone who can look at you is looking at you, and their heads are following you. And it's a little slightly unnerving. You've got those skeletal features from the Urdeffens, and you can see their bones beneath their skin and muscle, and it's slightly off-putting. The guard leads you to a guardhouse. Behind the party come about 6 Urdeffen guards. The guard that escorted you here looks to face the 3 circus members and says in a halting common, "Rest, surface dwellers. The great war champion Karostan wants to talk to you, but before that, he's throwing a feast. You'll join. Don't disappoint him."
Excuse me? Hello?
Yes.
What might one do to not disappoint the great warchief?
He just grunts and turns and walks away.
I just wanted to know proper decorum. All right, then.
One of the other guards says, "You can rest in the house here until you're ready for the feast."
How long does the feast last?
Until the night is over.
When does it start? Like, how long do they have to rest?
They have about 3 hours to rest.
All right, then.
So, yeah. Got about 3 hours. You can probably finish patching up your wizard friend there.
I'm so hurt. Bleeding. I think this is bruised. I was gonna say I'm bleeding, but I'm not bleeding. It's 9 hit points.
You have a bloody nose. There's blood everywhere. Your character is a hemophiliac. You will die.
All right, we rest. I'll heal up everybody. Well, I guess the wizard and myself. Nidek, are you hanging out with us?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I was just tasked with making sure everybody stayed here and stuff, so.
I cast a level 8 heal on Nidek.
Nope. Don't do that.
Just a flex.
No, to kill him.
No. Now that he's alone.
Yeah, in the middle of camp.
You would be able to get the 3 hours would go off without much of an issue. What do you get done during that time? What do you do aside from just rest and hang out during that time?
Seeing Peach Pie heal himself and the wizard, I'm gonna spend 10 minutes healing myself also. Other than that, I don't know. What do I know about the blood feast that I can tell these guys about?
The blood feast is going to be, well, of course there's the feast. The feast is food is all boiled in blood. Like, so the food is very literally all cooked and prepared in blood in some fashion or in some way. There's even blood wine that will be served. Nobody gets to eat until War Champion Karostan gives the tribe permission to. There's also a lot of fighting that happens during blood feasts, a lot of brawls. There's also a lot of dancing, music. You know, you'll get the idea during the blood feast. But those are the sorts of things that will happen.
So, yeah, Nidek will just kind of explain that and some stuff about Urdeffens, you know. Urdeffen's favorite thing to do is find new ways to kill you, so it's a good fun time.
How long have you been here?
This has probably been a couple years now.
Well, then it seems as though you were good at finding ways to not be killed.
Well, I think part of it's because I kind of look like them, just smaller.
I see.
And, you know, if you can be useful, it's always the key around these guys, being useful.
What if we can be dangerous?
Around these guys, being dangerous is useful.
Do they like circuses?
Depends. Is there blood and stuff in it?
There has been. You remember the pterodactyls?
Are there like feats of strength and stuff? That's
Yes.
what they like around here. Gotta show them you're strong.
Also, pain tolerance is a big thing, too.
Yeah, you look like you could take a hit.
Do they fucking worship like fucking
Zon-Cathon.
Zon-Cathon?
Nope.
They're just their own society, and they worship different demon lords. But demons are definitely their thing. So a couple of hours pass, you chat, talk about the things that might come up. After the time has passed, the door opens. There's no knock, no preamble. The same guard that spoke to you in that halting common says, "It's time, surface dwellers. Come."
Nijak, is the food here safe to eat?
Takes some getting used to, but I haven't died yet.
Are you sure you haven't died yet?
You kind of look as though you have.
I mean, maybe half died, but not
Was it from the food?
fully died. No, from the radiation. Y'all have been protecting yourself from the radiation, right? Got talisman something?
We have potions.
Potions. Make you immune to radiation?
No, help us resist it, though. We do not plan on being here long term.
Let me get some points in crafting. I'll make us all some hazmat suits.
Get that rad gear.
Good luck with them potions.
You just drop 4 untrained crafting checks. They're not the greatest suits. I made them out of sand.
But it's gritty and it's coarse and it gets everywhere. No, you're not making rad suits. You don't have materials for that.
Fuck.
Bullshit. We got so much magical shit.
I'm sure we can figure something out.
I'll throw something together with all the shit we got.
Oh, and when you see the boss, show deference, but show strength. It's a fine line.
All right. So many rules. The circus doesn't have this many rules.
Yeah, well, your circus ain't ran by a warlord.
Kinda was.
It was.
What?
They died.
Your warlord died?
Yeah, do we have any ashes?
We don't talk about it.
Just happened.
The scars are very fresh. Peach Pie starts crying a little.
I wouldn't cry in front of the Urdeffens. Not a good idea.
They wouldn't like me when I'm sad.
You look like you're always sad.
When I get really sad.
The cloud comes out. That kind of sad.
Right.
Nidek just kind of like nods and gives you a weird look.
Probably best.
Okay. As you're being escorted from the guarded house that you were at, you see that there are patrols that are returning to camps. Urdeffen hunters riding on the backs of their ghoulish bats. Everyone in the camp starts preparing for that feast, while there are Urdeffen raiders that haul in strange-looking animals they've captured and bound with steel chains and manacles. Other Urdeffens start lighting big fires in large stone fire rings and passing around lit torches for everyone. Seers toss white powder into the flames as they pass by, making the fires crackle and burn brighter and higher. Grim Durugars haul out long tables and benches to form a giant ring around the fires. And as the whole scene is unfolding in front of you, some of the Urdeffens who aren't immediately moving those things around and stoking the fires start to pound out a beat on what they have at hand. A steady beat rises above the din of expectant Urdeffens in the camp as drummers begin to pound enormous cattle drums constructed from skin and sinew. The music is a cacophonous din, rising and falling erratically. Scavellings tethered to tall steel poles start shrieking as if to accompany the music. There are some people who are singing. There are some that are just screaming at the top of their lungs. Some are just dancing. What do you do as you're standing around watching Nidek? This is normal.
Is there a clear place for us to be going? Are we being led somewhere?
Nah.
Are we being introduced to the guy? Are we supposed to go sit down and eat?
You don't see anything. There's no food. There's just the tables around the fires, and then the cacophonous drums and screaming and wailing from the bats.
How many bats?
Dozens. They're all tied to tall poles and screeching.
Nidek, which one is the person we're supposed to show strong deference towards?
The boss? He ain't out here yet. He'll make an entrance. You'll know when he's here.
The cauldrons that were put on are now smoking and roiling and boiling, and you can see that there are Urdeffens and seers walking up with stone chalices, mugs really. So they're dipping goblets into the boiling liquid, and you can see that it's red as it's coming out, and they begin passing these goblets around for their warriors to drink. And they're eager. They grab the gauntlets and tip their heads back, and they just take it all at once. A couple of inches between the goblet and their face even, and it gets all over, and you can hear searing flesh as it splashes on their face and gets into their throats. But they howl as the hot liquid burns their mouths and their throats.
Peach pie, can we get the fuck out of here?
Nidek looks at Peach Pie and goes, see? Show strength.
Peach Pie goblet makes its way over to you. It is boiling blood wine. Mostly looks like blood.
Jeb, do you have the one that put my face back on?
Oh, God.
Jeb, a gauntlet gets handed to you.
How many is there? How many of these people?
There are hundreds.
Fuck.
Probably around 200 around the fire and everything right now.
Fuck it, dude. I'll put some hot blood on me.
I hold up the mug, and I try and angle myself like a sword swallower, like putting it actually behind their mouth, not actually down their throat.
Sure.
And I start pouring it behind my back, kind of, but try and make it look like I'm drinking it. And I go, the pain. I live for the pain.
All right, how much damage am I taking? I'm pouring this shit right on my face.
You doing it, Jeb? All right, Jeb.
I realized there's 100 of them.
Here's the best part. You take 8 points of fire damage.
I grab the wizard's goblet and do it to myself again.
No, I want mine.
You're gonna do it?
Yeah, why wouldn't I? I was gonna do a society check and join in on the festivities.
Just physically hurting yourself didn't seem like up your alley.
No, the wizard is definitely a follower. If he sees a party going on, a fucking feast, he's joining in. The whiz drinks his, joins in on the fun, starts screaming and howling and dancing around with everybody.
Wizard takes 5 points of fire damage.
Done. He's joining in on the fun.
Nidek?
Yeah, so before Nidek does, he's gonna cast a quick spell, which makes his skin look like it kind of almost calcifies a little bit.
Interesting.
But also, it looks like it gets more rotten at the same time. It's one of my revelation spells. What it does is it gives me 3 resistance to cold, electricity, fire, piercing, and slashing damage, but also moves me 1 step down my curse, which is bones protrude through my skin and my flesh rots. And then, then I down it.
Nidek, you take 2 points of fire damage. I rolled snake eyes on that.
Which means I take none.
Take none? Those of you who drank the boiling blood, give me fortitude saves.
Is it a disease or mental effect or any of that shit that we get bonuses towards?
No.
Ooh, ouch. 29.
29 is a success.
33.
Also a success.
I fail it because I want it.
You want the pain.
39.
39 is critical success. Nidek, you know it's part of the ritual that after you drink from the cup of boiling blood, that you scream you show your war face, if you will. So, Nidek, you know this. Give me an intimidate check.
Intimidate. Roll an 18 for a 40.
There are a couple of warriors who are next to you who are just kind of covered in blood. Their faces are still kind of scalding and smoking from all that gets splashed on them. And they go down and do that power stance and go, yeah, Nidek!
Yeah, I'm used to this shit.
Anybody who else wants to show bravery while taking the boiling blood can give me an intimidation check.
Does it have to be intimidation?
Give me your creative thoughts as to why it would be something else.
I have no creative thoughts. The whiz would be drinking it and like scream out, "Fuck yeah!" But his intimidation is a -1, and I don't really want to roll that.
I'm diplomatic about it. How about that?
Diplomatic about
Can
it.
I do a performance? I'm performing to try to join in on the fun.
There will be performance checks later. This is just specifically for...
Did they really fit in a circus performance down here?
Fuck it, I'm doing intimidation. 5. Are they intimidated?
You actually get, there's a couple of Urdeffens from around who start chuckling and yeah, colorful elf.
Failed so badly it's entertaining.
Basically, yeah, they're laughing and that's.
Wizard, you're embarrassing me in front of my friends.
Jeb, I see you rolled the diplomacy, but
If you want it, dude, here it is, bro. 7, bro. I'm just a little bit better than the whiz.
they're kind of looking at each other. There's this strange mix of almost confusion, like 2 of you drank it with hardly any question. Jeb didn't seem affected at all because he hardly took any damage, and even the wizard took it like a champ. But your war faces are so pitiful.
They're just looking at us like, who the fuck are these guys? Who invited the...
If one wants to challenge me, I'll show him my fucking war face.
Yeah. Nidek looks at them and just shrugs. Like the other Urdeffen just kind of shrugs. I guess circus ain't so scary, I guess, right?
Shortly after, you see that all of the warriors for certain have, drank their boiling blood. Now, there are Urdeffens who emerge from the shadows and light torches and begin passing them around, and they reach their hand into the cauldron of blood and they smear it across their face with almost war paint like vibes, and then they start this frenzied dancing, waving torches around. And as they're waving the torches around, doing their frenzied dancing, more Durgar carry giant plates that are laden with a wide variety of food: dark sausages, roasted meat oozing with blood, fried scorpion tails, worm flesh boiled in blood, and other more unusual dishes. The Urdeffens look at the food hungrily, but they wait to partake until their war champion formally begins the feast.
Oh, me? Alright.
But all of that tension is building up, and soon brawls begin to break out around the tables for hungry Urdeffens just waiting to get their teeth into this food.
Told you. Fights.
What do you guys do here? It's kind of like stand and watch.
Okay, where's the biggest Urdeffen?
Peach Pie, as you're looking around for the biggest Urdeffen, you spot him. A large Urdeffen, head and shoulders taller than all the other warriors gathered here at the feast, strides forward and sits upon a throne of iron at the top of where the festivities are being held. Behind the throne is a 20-foot tall iron spike, and hanging from it is an impaled, largely decomposed Urdeffen corpse. The crowd begins to settle as they see their leader arrive. And once everyone is silent, the large Urdeffen stands, raises a cup of blood wine in toast, and in a booming voice he shouts,
"You like to eat and drink and fight?
"Ah!" in the back.
You want a feast? Yes?
"Ah!"
I'll give you a feast."
As soon as he says, "I give you a feast," all the Urdeffens that are standing around the table attack the food. Like there are no plates, there are no utensils, there is nothing. There's just silver dishes with all of that meat and blood food, and they begin immediately digging into it.
Nidek also starts digging in.
Bernard hides. The etiquette is just, he can't handle it.
I'll go ham on the scorpion tail.
That does sound interesting. I'm actually curious about that.
Turns out the scorpion tails contained poison. We'll get there in a sec.
Oh shit, I eat a lot.
Now that we have a +3 resistance to.
There you go.
Give me those fortitude saves all day. I will put those scorpion tails in my veins.
Peach Pie, go ahead and give me a fortitude save for the scorpion tail. Go ahead and Jeb, give me that as well.
40.
Okay.
40.
Also 40. You see Karustan sitting on his throne, watching you. As you reach down to not grab any of the meats, not grab the things that are cooked, but you grab the scorpion tails and chomp right into them. And you don't immediately vomit. He nods in respect.
Good, I'm glad I didn't have to drink that fucking blood wine.
After a little bit of time of the Feast of Blood and Venom, or the Banquet of Blood and Venom, you see that there are several other activities that seem to be manifesting. Nidek, you know that at this point it's just kind of everything all at once. The boiling blood, the dancing, there's fire juggling that's happening. It was a little confusing at first, Peach Pie. You thought maybe that they were just running around and waving torches at each other. No, they're actually batons, or, crudely made juggling batons on fire. And of course, there's the impromptu wrestling and brawls that are occurring. Any of you can take part in any of these following activities: the fervent dance, the fire juggling, the impromptu wrestling, or the musical cacophony that is underlying the entire thing.
Peach Pie 100% is for that fire juggling.
Not the wrestling, huh?
Fire juggling is like what he does in the circus.
True.
Like that's his trick.
But also, you're not limited to doing just one of these activities during the course of the feast.
Okay, I'll out-wrestle everyone too.
The wizard will join in on the music. He'll play the Calliope.
There you go. There you go. Because the musical cacophony is happening under everything at the festival here, let's get the Calliope check. Go ahead and give me a performance or society check.
Society's much better. 40 society.
There's not a gathering of, the quote musicians standing around and screaming discordantly at the top of their lungs. They're sporadically throughout. It creates this chaos effect of everything that's happening. It's undulating. It comes in waves. When you pop out the Calliope, it begins to add to it. It turns it into this really creepy vibe. Karasan looks over at the wizard, nods in respect.
No.
Anyone in on the fervent dance? Nidek included on this.
Sure.
Fervent dance is going to be acrobatics, athletics, or performance.
Well, we'll do a little perform. 32.
32.
Do some fervent dancing.
Nidek, you technically fail this check, but you're kind of half-heartedly doing it. Watching the newcomers, and your head's thinking,
Boy, these guys are cute.
but you don't lose or gain any of the things that I'm tracking behind the scenes because of the failure either. Anybody else fervently dancing?
No.
Acrobatics, athletics, or performance? No takers.
Oh, no, fucking.
I don't want to dance.
I'm gonna wrestle some of these nerds.
That takes us to the fire juggling.
Fire juggle.
Peach Pie, you can just do your perform a trick instead at a lower DC.
Okay, I'll do that.
Oh, sorry. If your trick has the fire trait, it does, doesn't it?
Yes, I mean it can.
I thought
Why
so.
not?
I think we added.
I mean, it normally
I think you
does.
added the fire trait to it so that the
Yeah.
wizard could double it with his pyrotechnics if we
Yes.
wanted.
I will also take a silver tongue mutagen real quick. I always have those ready,
Okay.
which gives me a bonus on my performance checks. Item bonus. I get a 27 performance check.
27. Peach Pie, do you have your juggling batons with you? You use what they give you.
Probably. I mean, I'd use what they give me if it seems reasonable.
You're not the greatest maid.
Well, sure, I pull out mine then. I do have assorted clown items.
No, I suppose that would be part of it. You can see that they are juggling. They're juggling batons back and forth to one another. There's a couple of moments where you think maybe, yeah, I'll toss one of mine to them, and we'll do a little exchange. None of them do.
Well, I hope I set the place on fire because of their incompetence.
Nothing like that happens. You fail, but you do not lose any of these. You do not lose any respect.
Yeah, right.
Last one. Who wants to wrestle?
Oh, hell yeah.
What kind of check is for wrestling?
Well, it's wrestle. This one is going to be athletics
I'm going straight for the commander.
or intimidation check to challenge a warrior to a duel and defeat them.
Well, I'm not intimidating him. I'm just gonna athletically prowess him. Yeah, you saw my intimidation check last time. It wasn't good.
Yeah, it didn't go that great.
I'll fucking wrestle somebody hard with a 38.
38. Your opponent pinned in under 3 rounds. Well done. Karstan looks over at you as you best your opponent, nods at you in respect.
Nidek's gonna try an intimidation check.
Do they know why we just murdered an Astro Demon? Like, don't we get a little respect for that?
24.
Yeah, I roll a 2. We get 24 to intimidate one of these other guys.
As soon as you go to step up to one of the warriors, they laugh you down. They laugh you down, and they always do this to you, just because you're short. They don't think that you can prove yourself in a contest of physical strength.
I can't.
Yeah, I know.
Can't.
You're gonna try and intimidate them down and
I was gonna try to.
just
Didn't go
laugh
so
you
good.
away. Karstan looks over at you as you're trying to intimidate one of the wrestlers down. He shakes his head. Who's wrestling next? Peach Pie?
Peach Pie will wrestle.
Give me an athletics check.
Okay. What kind of modification do you want me to make to the DC because I have my rain cloud turn on?
I'll handle that on the back end.
Okay. 39.
Success. Not a critical success, but a success. As you take down your opponent, Karstan looks over at you, nods in respect.
I look at him and frown, sadly.
Corner of his mouth quirks up just a little bit. A little unsettling. That's the blood feast. It's just those things, wrestling, eating bloody foods and poison, scorpion tails, dancing, fighting.
Is there anything to drink that isn't boiling blood?
No.
I hate it.
Nidek, you know that when they're ready, they can they can go to the house to rest. Or if they want to wait around for Karstan after the festival, they'll have to just wait until after the festival. It's up to you guys right now. What do you want to do?
He didn't want us to wait around because he had said that he wanted to talk to us after the festival. Wasn't sure if he meant like immediately or next day.
He didn't specify. Sometimes coming from Karstan, when he doesn't specify, it's a shit test, and you know it.
I'm just gonna kill this guy. I want to be the leader of these guys. How do I do that?
Well, did you see the throne that Karstan was sitting in?
Yeah, I kind of figured.
Is it made of boiling blood?
No, his predecessor is on the spike.
And he's got a 20-foot spike over his throne with his predecessor on it. And he's big. Like he is, like I said earlier, head and shoulders taller and substantially stronger looking than all of his kin.
I'm down to just go to bed.
Yeah, I'm good. I don't give a shit.
So that's the question. Do you leave the festival early? Do you wait until the festival's over and leave?
I'll continue to party.
And talk to Karstan after the festival? Or do you go to bed and talk to Karstan tomorrow?
I finish the party and then go to bed.
Got it.
Yes.
So there's no alcohol?
Yes.
It's just blood?
Just, well, blood wine.
Oh.
You drink enough of it, you do get a little drunk, maybe? It's hard to tell.
I do not drink a single drop of it. What if I pour an elixir of life into the wine? Does it heal me simultaneously while I take damage?
I would say probably.
You've got 263 hit points. You're worried about 8?
It's the principle of the matter. I'm not going to pour boiling water on my face.
Boiling blood.
Well, that's worse. That's worse.
It would mix with the makeup so poorly and it like waxes on.
Well, as the feast doesn't really quite wind down, necessarily. What happens is, as Karstan stands up, all of the Urdeffens go silent, and he says,
The blood feast is now over. Get back to your stations, fools.
and they disperse.
Okay.
Does he stay there, or does he immediately, like, leave?
After he stands up and the Urdeffens start dispersing, he goes and starts walking toward the four of you. Nidek, you almost have to stop yourself from walking away on your own. That was a clear dismissal.
Here comes the boss. Nidek will stand up and...
Bowing isn't a thing.
Yeah, and I didn't say not bow, but just like be standing versus sitting when he arrives. Kind of in front of the group, so that hoping that he'll talk to me first.
How fare the surface dwellers, Nidek?
Surprisingly well. They handled the scorpion tail, the boiling blood. Seen a lot worse from some upworlders.
True enough.
Not that many make it to the table.
Not unless we take them. Tell me, large clown,
Hello.
are you the leader of this pack of surface-dwelling misfits?
I suppose.
Why do you cry? You've shown strength several times this evening. Why do you cry being addressed as the leader? I sense weakness.
It is strength to cry. Come on now.
Crying is not a sign of weakness.
He frowns visibly.
My ways are foreign to your own.
They are.
Would you like some drugs? And I pull out a polypurpose panacea.
His eyes narrow at you.
Come to my residence. I wish to speak to you.
He turns and walks away.
That certainly sounded ominous.
Dude, you're gonna get us all killed.
By offering him drugs, I thought he'd like them.
By acting like a frickin' pansy, man.
I'm a clown. Your ways of toxic masculinity are archaic.
Yes, but if you want to survive, you get toxic.
Somebody put
Oh, man.
Don't you know that you're toxic? Okay. Done. Cease and desist letters hit me.
But then Nidek also starts scurrying after Coruscant is like, come on.
Yeah.
Okay, I follow.
You're being hustled, yeah. So you are on your way to a meeting with Karastan in his home. So as you're being escorted through the camp to Karastan's house, it's a house built from irregular pieces of stone held together by some kind of cement and bands of iron. Inside the house, torches placed in black iron sconces illuminate a large stone bed covered with pelts from strange beasts. Many heads adorn the walls, some from animals and monsters, and others from Urdeffens and other humanoids. Karastan walks across the room and turns and sits in an iron throne opposite the entrance. And as he goes to sit down, he seems to start again.
I am Karustan, the war champion of this cult. Sit, we must talk.
I immediately sit right where I am.
Oh, you sit right where you are?
Yes.
He does point to some small stools near the entrance. Does everybody else sit with Peach Pie?
On the ground? Yeah.
I mean, Nidek definitely goes and sits in a...
Yeah, I take a chair
stool.
like a civilized person.
As he sits down and reintroduces himself, 3 gaunt Urdeffens stand around that throne. They stand near Karustan's throne. One of them has bulging eyes, and as Karustan sits down and you all take a seat, he speaks.
War champion, don't let these outsiders fool you. They bring with them lies, only lies. Cut off their tongues and send them away.
And a second demon binder, this one hunched and long-fingered, speaks.
We should torture them for information and then kill them.
The third one, this one with a long, lolling tongue, speaks. We should send them to Shrine to spy for us. No one suspects these surface dwellers work for us, and if they die, no one cares.
You should do all 3.
Karsan stands up and waves his hand dismissively at his advisors.
I've heard your advice, now go. Leave.
The binders each bow hastily and force a toothy smile before leaving, walking wide around Peach Pie and the wizard seated on the floor.
Nidek gives him a little, like, shoe gesture.
The one with the bulging eyes hisses at you.
Wait. Which one said we should be tortured and then killed?
That would be the one with the hunched over, long-fingered one.
I stand up and get in his way.
Ooh, interesting. Okay.
Suppose I did tell you to show strength.
You did tell me to show strength.
Nidek, this one's name is Figarix. And Figarix is... I mean, all Urdeffens are naturally cruel, but Figarix is cruel and petty and an asshole.
What? Get out of my way, clown.
Torturing and killing people isn't very nice. And I slam my hammer down on his foot. You want an attack roll?
Yes.
I only get a 35.
That hits.
You're hoping to crit his foot off or what?
I smash his foot for 36 damage.
Oh, chef! Don't kill them! They smashed my foot!
Threaten me again and I will smash your penis.
That would assume Figarix has one.
I will smash whatever is between his legs. I do not discriminate.
What if there's like nothing there? It's like smooth, like a Ken doll.
Then it's smashed!
I will smash his pelvis.
Figarix looks back and forth between Karostan and Peach Pie. And he looks back at Karostan and he is barely hiding a toothy smile. It almost looks like he's snarling, but it has just that little tiny bit of light in his eyes.
I go sit back down.
And Figarix and scuttles away.
Nidek winks at Peach Pie and gives him a thumbs up while he's looking at him, and then turns around and sits down.
Karostan sits down and he says,
Good, now I can hear my own thoughts. Tell me who you are.
We are the Circus of Wayward Wonders. And Nidek, who is not part of the circus.
Yet.
And your name, clown?
My name is Peach Pie. This is Jebediah. And the Wizard.
Peach Pie, why will your name live on after your death?
Well, it is a very memorable and fun to say name. But that is a strange and existential question. I think, if it were to do so, it would be because I'm attempting to save the Starstone Isles. However, I would prefer it to be because I was a clown.
I see.
I highly doubt that.
And Jeb, what makes your enemies fear you most?
Turtle. Oh, wait.
My ferocious cat! Are we outside or are we in a hut?
you're in a stone house.
I wanted to call down a light.
And also still underground.
I don't fucking know. I'm not a very scary person. I'm a dwarf.
Seeing Jebediah pause, Nidek will be like, "So I saw him. He was casting spells and hitting things with that axe. He can do both. It was definitely scary."
I control the weather.
Weather. That may be useful at the surface, but it certainly doesn't help you down here.
I think you'd be surprised.
But he can control sand. I saw it. And there's lots of sand, sir.
Very well.
I suffocated 3 of your casters.
Very true. And you, wizard.
Yep, that's me.
I would ask, what will your name make for the history books?
Oh, I won't be in the history books.
I see. Do you crave glory?
No.
Do you crave honor?
No.
Are you lustful?
No. Oh, a little bit.
Well, come on now.
A smidge.
Then what are you?
I'm the wizard.
I find your mystery
I find myself a mystery.
Interesting.
I also find myself interesting.
He sits back and just stares at you for a moment, considering.
I stare right back.
And he starts to slowly take you all in together. And he starts scratching at his translucent cheek. And you can see through to his tongue and his teeth and his skull through his skin.
I wink at him.
I have a few tasks in mind for you. First of all, I have a prisoner, a soldier from Train, our ancestral enemies. I want to find out if you're any better at talking to him than my warriors and binders. They weren't able to get anything useful. I want to know two things. How are the forces of Train planning to attack our camps next? And why did they send a group of their people to the Cradle of Worms? So far, I'm impressed with you. If you manage to break the prisoner, I'll give you 2 necklaces that should protect you against the crystals in the vault ceiling. Will you persuade the prisoner to speak?
I will put on a show. He won't soon forget.
His mouth tightens. He starts slow nodding.
Very well. Come.
And he stands, and he escorts you to another room in the house. This one's far at the edge from where you're at, and right at the entrance to a hallway where there's a line of cells. He turns to Nidek and says,
Of you, Nidek, what will you do next? Be you with these circus folk?
Well, I figured they needed some watching and stuff, so I was just gonna hang out with them for now.
That they do. See that they complete their task.
And he turns and walks on his heel and walks away.
So at this point, Nidek's like, if these guys fuck up, I'm pretty sure I am also dead, so...
Well, it seems we've just about survived our first night with these Urdeffen without anybody dying, so that's a plus. And hey, Nidek seems to have unofficially joined the party. I guess now we're gonna go talk to some prisoner from Shrine. I wonder what other weird bullshit this warchief is gonna ask us to do. Find out next time as we continue the Extinction Curse. And until then, may you have many great adventures of your own.
It's your turn.